All right, guys, we're back. Kevin Kaufman here, your host of the Next Level Agents podcast. And again, just like the last 3 weeks I've mentioned, and I'm going to keep mentioning it, go to nlalive.com now, nlalive.com, so you can join us here in Scottsdale, Arizona, this December 5th and 6th for an amazing 2 days of real estate education, networking, fun, and so much more. So nlalive.com, go there now, grab your tickets while you still can at a discount, as the prices will be going up very soon. All right, on to today's episode. So today is kind of part four. The last 3 weeks I've been going through these different points of what it takes or some key factors to be massively successful in this business, right? And so if you were here the last few weeks, you know that I've shared with you already 6 of those key points, and I'll go through them real quick. Number one is predictable and having a predictable environment. Number two is keeping score. Number three is actively planning and managing your time. Number four, I'm sorry, I said three. Number four is leveraging your personal work time, sort of differentiating between being in the business and on the business. Number five, which was last week, talked about understanding the financials of the business and having other people's eyes on them as well, not just your own, and then teaching non-stop. And so today we're going to wrap up this little short series with another rather short episode. And we're going to talk about the last 2 points that it takes to help run a massively successful business. And those are number 7, be an executive athlete. My friend Brian Gubernick put it to me this way. He said, be the Tom Brady of real estate. So what we noticed, and just both in our own behavior and seeing some other really successful people, is like, you've got to focus on energy and health. In fact, my coach said it to me like this. She said to me, peak performance really comes down to energy management. I'm going to say that again for you. You might want to write that down. My coach said this to me, and she's a peak performance specialist. She's awesome, by the way. She said to me, peak performance really comes down to energy management, right? So being committed to focusing on our health and our energy, right? For some of us, that looks like having a certain daily routine to get us in the mindset to take care of ourselves mentally, to take care of ourselves physically, and to make sure we're just in the right state of mind, right? And then the other thing that goes in line with being an executive athlete, I believe, is being committed to personal development and growth, right? So growing as a person, growing as a leader. Yes, you got to also grow in your skills. But if you're going to be an executive athlete, or consider yourself like an executive athlete, like a Tom Brady, if you will, then you've got to be committed to developing yourself personally and growing. And then this is the one that's hard, I think, for a lot of us. Yet I know so many people that have a story around this, but you got to be purposeful with your circle, right? In fact, I've spoken to so many people over the years that had like a story of a time when they weren't as purposeful with their circle, right? We've all heard the Jim Rohn saying, like, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, whether you think that's true or not kind of doesn't matter. But it's kind of like gravity. Whether you think gravity is true or not also doesn't matter. If you jump off a roof, you think you're gonna fall to the ground. And I believe the people that we hang out with are going to influence our results. And so one of the best hacks we can have as an executive athlete, as somebody who owns a business, is to be very purposeful about the people we spend time with, right? I could go, and I remember for the first time I really, this is even this is the year I got into real estate, but probably 4 or 5 months prior to, I remember doing this exercise where I was visually looking at people's names, some friends, some family members. Yeah, seriously. And I was thinking about moving them closer to me and further away, some closer to me and some further away. And then I even have thought about people that I don't even know yet, or that I want to know, or maybe I know them, but I wanted to get to know them better. And I would think about what it was going to take to move them closer to me. So I'd imagine like a circle with like a couple different layers and people moving in and out of those layers based on, quite frankly, the relationships I wanted to have. So, item 7 or point number 7, if you want to be massively successful in businesses, you got to be an executive athlete. And then action number 8, to wrap up the 8 points that I've shared with you over the last 4 weeks is, if you're running a real estate team, or if you're thinking about running a real estate team, or by the way, if you're thinking about joining a real estate team and you're looking, you want to know what to look for, this is it, right? Point number 8 is team owners, business owners, you've got to have a value proposition, and the leader, the owner, has just got to always be recruiting. They've got to always have recruiting on their mind. Massively successful team leaders in real estate know that the value that they bring to agents, or they know, they are aware of the value that they, or that they at least believe that they bring to agents, that they bring to the table when they get into a relationship with another agent, to hire, or for, staff member that they could be hiring as well. They're aware of the value they bring to the table, and they're constantly working on that. And they're always thinking about, who are the people I can bring into my world? So you've got to, as a business owner, recruiting is just part of the game. Now, I know for some of you, you think recruiting is a dirty word, and I'm telling you, recruiting is the key to everything in life that you want, right? You're likely limited by the people you're currently in business with. I'm going to say that again. Your current limitations are likely because of the people you're in business with or not in business with. Like, if you're missing something, you're probably missing a person. That's my belief. So point 7 was be an executive athlete. Point 8 was have a value proposition and just always think about recruiting at all times. When you meet someone for the first time, you should think of, is this someone I want to recruit? Is this somebody I want to get in business with on any level? Like, if you're not thinking like that, just check in and go, why not? Why am I not thinking like that? Maybe you should be. All right, that's it for this week's episode. Promised it would be short. We'll be back next week, or if it's not next week, or it's the following, with a new interview that I'm excited to bring to you. But you know what I'm about to say. Go to nlalive.com, nlalive.com. Join us this December 5th and 6th in Scottsdale, Arizona for the #1 real estate event of the year. All right, folks, we'll see you next week.